From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, August the 2nd, 2022. We open with response from Israel to the killing of al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri, taken out in a drone strike on Saturday by the United States, which President Joe Biden announced to the public last night. Al-Zawahiri was one of the architects of the 9/11 attacks and was considered the mastermind behind other deadly terror attacks against Americans, including the bombing of the USS Cole and the bombings of the U.S. embassies in Tanzania and Kenya. Israel's Prime Minister Yair Lapid said in response to the news, "The world is a safer place today. I congratulate the President of the United States and all who took part in the successful American operation targeting Ayman al-Zawahiri. Terrorist groups and their sponsors," Lapid said, "must know you're living on borrowed time." Al-Qaeda was also said to have been behind the murder of Jewish journalist Daniel Pearl. His father, Judea Pearl, wrote on social media last night, "I have a personal account to close with al-Qaeda, more so with al-Zawahiri, the ideologist, than with bin Laden or Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the executioners of our son Daniel. Today," he wrote, "I feel an inch closer to closure. Angels in heaven tell me they feel that way too." The IDF last night arrested the head of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad terror group in the West Bank and his son-in-law and aide, who is also a member of the terror organization, in an overnight counter-terrorism operation in Jenin. During the operation, Israeli troops came under heavy fire from a local wing of the terror group, and a 17-year-old Palestinian boy was said to have been killed in the crossfire. After the arrests, several main highways along Israel's border with Gaza were closed as a precautionary measure. The IDF tweeted that after terrorist activities were identified with the Palestinian Islamic Jihad terrorist organization and due to a direct threat of a possible attack on Israeli civilians, it was decided to block off civilian areas and routes near the Gaza security fence this morning. A Palestinian teenager was arrested at the Allenby crossing between the West Bank and Jordan. The Times of Israel cites the Israel's airports authority, saying that the young man was armed with a knife and told border guards that he intended to kill Israelis. He was taken for questioning. Reports today that U.S. Special Presidential Coordinator for the Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment, Amos Hochstein, arrived for an unannounced visit to Israel last night. Barak Ravid of Israel's Walla news site said that Hochstein arrived after talks in Beirut over the maritime border dispute and met with Israeli negotiators to try and close remaining gaps. The State Department had announced that Hochstein would travel to Lebanon on July the 31st to discuss sustainable solutions to Lebanon's energy crisis, including the Biden administration's commitment to facilitating negotiations between Lebanon and Israel on the maritime boundary. Basketball star Enes Kanter Freedom is in Israel. The NBA veteran, who is Muslim, added Freedom to his last name last year and is known for his human rights activism. He is in Israel to open a basketball camp in Jerusalem for children of all backgrounds to promote coexistence and peace. Upon the camp's opening on Friday, he wrote, "I have been planning this basketball camp for years. Today, for the first time ever, I had a basketball camp in Jerusalem. Muslims, Jews, Christians, Israeli and Palestinian kids came together to talk one language, peace." Kanter Freedom also visited Yad Vashem and the Western Wall yesterday, writing, "Yes, as a practicing Muslim, I came to this holy land and stood in front of the Western Wall and prayed for all of humankind, Jews, Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, Hindus, Druze, Israelis, and Palestinians. I prayed for unity, love, peace, health, compassion, and mercy for everyone out there." Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, August the 2nd at 7 o'clock, we bring you the AJC Global Forum opening plenary, including remarks from New York Governor Kathy Hochul, New York City Mayor Eric Adams, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, CEO of the AJC David Harris, a panel discussion on antisemitism, and a tribute to AJC President Harriet Schleifer. Then at 9, Mark Golub sits down with Harriet Schleifer on L'chaim. At 10:30, Eric Goldman speaks with directors Dan Geller and Dayna Goldfine about their film Hallelujah that explores the life and career of Jewish singer-songwriter Leonard Cohen. And coming up next, it's the ILTV's Insider. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, August the 2nd, 2022. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.